Alrighty, guys, almost there. Boop. There we go. Of course, I've got it pointed in a weird orientation. Alrighty, good morning everyone. Get to work here. And it's slowly waking up into the day. Oh, and the Coffee Express is here. Yay! Oh darn, that's good.
I found the hazelnut.
Mm-hmm. I noticed. For anyone who doesn't know, hazelnut is my favorite flavor of coffee. It's sweet and creamy. Now that I've got the Dremel and we tested it yesterday, I can make some of this feathering on the face under the eyes happen. No, this is for Mom. She needs the price. So hopefully that shade difference shows up on camera. And it kind of does. Oh, I do. Surprised myself. Oh no, the killer rabbit. Hey, get away from the wall. Hey! Get away. Get. Get.
Bad girl. Locked up.
Bunny's trying to eat the wall.
Got your own two things in there.
getting this just right is proving difficult. Ah, not supposed to move. Not that easy. It's gonna be one of those mornings where my headphones want to fall off my face. There it is. So it's right there. Oops. It's definitely not.
You want to let Mope out, please? Put your coffee up.
Oh, perfect. Can I have some more paper, please? I'm almost out.
Come on, Mope.
Huh? Regular printing paper. Thank you. Try this again. Much better.
You ain't touching it, boy. No.
Sorry.
Forget whose computer that is, John. Whose computer is that? Because I'm not using it.
Can't you hear him? He's stuffed up. He doesn't feel good. Alrighty. Almost there. Danny, I'm going to need a noise command in a second, so you've got time to get ready. Oh, Mom's still there? I thought she was messing with the kids. There we go. Good coffee. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. We'll just snip off that little corner with the Dremel here in a second. Do a test fit. Alright, just so you guys can see, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna dunk it in the water bath yet because I need to switch my plugs over and use Dremel. I've already got a little diamond bit on the Dremel. I'll adjust the camera so y'all can see what I'm doing. Little bit of water. Using a very, very light touch. There. Now, you can, if I can get the camera right, you can see it's fairly square on both sides. Now it goes in the water bath, which, as you guys may or may not know, I keep it right there. It doesn't get much camera time. Nothing exciting happens. All that happens is that the glue stick, which I use to stick the paper onto the glass, dissolves. And we wash off the extra crud from the grinding process, which is an important step, more so than getting the paper off, because there are times when I don't need to use a template. I still have to use the water bath. And that's because if you don't wash the excess material off of the edges, the copper foil won't stick. Oh, of course. I'm missing a towel. It's easily rectified. Okay, now that the paper's off, you guys will be able to see just a little better that corner. And that is a cone bit, so I kind of have to hold. I basically watch how the angle on the cone is touching the glass and keep that level with the glass, and don't really pay much attention to the angle of the Dremel. It's still just a hair lopsided, but it'll be fine. Fits nicely though. And we'll probably end up using that same technique on the other one. However, maybe not. It's a shallower angle on the other side. And just so you guys know, that is only the second time that I have ever used the Dremel to get a desired angle or grind on a particular piece, but you can be sure I'll be using it a lot more, especially on this sloth. There's some feathering on the face that we'll definitely be using it for. So definitely look forward to more of the same. Come on. There it goes. This is just copper foil. You can buy it at certain hobby stores, as well as any stained glass specialty store. It's plain copper on one side and then adhesive on the back side, so you can stick it to the glass. Makes it easier to wrap it around the edge of the glass. And this is done so that later, when everything's ready, we can brush some flux onto the window and then take some solder. I prefer the lead-free solder. Now, the last window we did, I didn't have any lead-free solder. Since then, I picked some up.
Been raided.
Oh, shoot! Oh, Tank Pig! Thank you for the raid, my man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You just, I'm foiling this now. You guys just missed me using the Dremel on it. I have this really, really sharp corner here that I had to break out the Dremel so I could get that, that corner. because my regular glass grinder has, you know, a big old, probably nickel-sized drum, nickel or quarter-sized drum, and so it can't get sharp corners like that. But I got a Dremel for Christmas, and the Dremel is proving useful. I actually originally wanted the Dremel just to help clean up and sand like certain 3D prints once I get my 3D printer. And it's proving useful for the glass too, so it's awesome when things like that happen. I hadn't even honestly thought of using it for the stained glass until the other day. I had a piece and I was like, you know what? I've got a Dremel. I want to try something. Oh yeah, as soon as I get my printer, I will stream that. So I don't know how many of you know, but for my glass windows, I am going to be doing 3D printed custom frames for them. I have already designed them in Fusion 360, and I did stream that, but you know how it is when you're first starting. So I believe the VODs are still around. If not, I do archive everything on YouTube. So if they're not still in the VOD on Twitch, you can visit me on YouTube. Oh, thanks for the follow, Skip410.
What? What do you want? Oh, you want some?
I just lost my train of thought. Yeah. But so anyway, the my glass is going to get custom 3D printed frames. I already designed them. I use Fusion 360. I have streamed all that. Oh, alerts going off like candy. And of course, Muxie is slow.
Sorry. Taking care of children.
You're fine.
What do you want?
We got a follow and of course the raid, and that's all I can see right now.
Let's see. Let me go back up. Let's see. Let's see. Tank Pig said that 3D printing should totally stop.
Let me check the settings on that because it shouldn't be follower only or anything. But my wife was messing around with it yesterday, so.
What did I do wrong now?
Let me see if I can fix that.
I didn't mess that up.
Uh-huh. So says you.
Oh, yes.
Yep, it's still in followers only chat, and yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay.
Okay, now they can post. It was in followers only mode, and that wasn't my fault. That was my wife. Blame the Rennie Tinkerdorf wifey. Now everybody can post. You don't have to be a follower to talk to me. Even though a follow would be awesome. It's okay. She's as new to this as I am, so you know. Sometimes we mess things up. Alrighty. So it's all foiled. And you guys get to see the first piece of the day.
Tank says congrats on being on affiliate.
Oh, yes, thank you, sir.
And everybody yelling at me that is free. It's like, yes, I know.
They're just having fun with you, hon. He's got a pretty awesome community.
I'm still learning.
Alrighty, so this piece, ladies and gentlemen, is the first fit of the day.
Here, I put my swords up. Sorry, I had to do that.
Don't be too naughty.
I didn't realize I could actually.
The wife is an expert disciplinarian. We together we have a 24-year-old. He's my stepson. We have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're all boys. So she doesn't take any prisoners, guys.
And you're not always home.
Yeah, and I travel a lot, so I'm not always home. So yeah, don't mess with the wifey. I'm warning you now. It'll end up badly for you, and I won't feel sorry. I'd just be like, well, you should have left the wifey alone.
I'm starting to see what's chatting.
Alrighty. And so this will be piece number 2 for this morning.
Oh, damn it. Let's see. Oh, Tank Pig is saying Kenneth has the coolest bunny emotes. Skip 410 is saying, well, Panzer, we're gonna be in Dutch now. Chunky says, LOL, yes, with bunny emotes. Tank Pig says Dutch, and then O means in, and Skip 410 says means in trouble, which I knew that one. I keep forgetting how young you are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm only 34, going on 35.
No, I think Skip is talking to Tank.
Oh, Tank? Yeah, well, he's... I don't remember, but I think we're not that far from each other.
So not knowing what Dutch meant.
Like in the 3D printing world, I'm older than Jatman, but I'm younger than Joel and Jerry. I'm kind of between the big 3D printing guys. Well, American 3D printing guys. I don't know how old Angus is. I should pay more attention to those kind of things, but I just
Angus
don't
is
care.
not that old either.
Yeah, well, but I don't know in the age range where he falls.
I think he's around your age.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the best way we can put it. Around my age.
I just cheered you 100 bits.
Holy! Oh, that was the wife.
I already told you I did.
I just heard the 100 bits, and then I was like, the realization. Oh, I mean that's awesome and
Andy
everything,
still
but
beats me by 110.
well, at least there's somebody on the leaderboard.
There we go.
Just
They're
shush.
calling. No,
Okay, Mom is having way too much fun with the cheer cup.
Sorry.
I'm just teasing you, hon. You can have all the fun with the cheer
Fine,
cup you
Jar. I'm
want.
playing with Daddy. No. Get down.
You're almost done.
Yeah, I totally understand the olden body. Uh, I messed up my neck and shoulder when my unit was deployed to Iraq. For anybody who doesn't know, I was a cook in the Colorado Army National Guard for 10 years. I was deployed in 0607.
All right. My damn. There we go. It's like all of a sudden
My
I
unit was
froze.
aviation. We were stationed in um, Balad.
Tried a bum knee, a bum back.
The bum back's enough for me. I'm glad I don't have a bum knee. Although I do have a bum ankle.
What do you think?
Oh, haha, I cannot wait to boast about this to Cub where I mean. Yeah, but I'm the one who's got the bum back and knee.
Yeah, my wife's got a bum everything. Just about.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta update the.
Okay, then what? That?
Update the music.
A new one?
Let's see. I promise no jokes about making SOS. LOL.
SOS is one of my favorite meals if it's done right.
My ankle has been pretty bummed since I tore my ligament a year and a bit ago.
Nice. I rolled the crap out of mine when I was in country, and every so often, like every 3 to 6 months, I'll hit a pothole or something just right, even though I wear high top uh, work boots, and it'll roll again. And it hurts when it does it. In fact, the last time I did it, I could actually audibly hear it pop.
Can you chew? Let's see. Skip says I've got a bad ankle that's tearing up my knees and hip, tearing up my knees and hips.
And then in my job when I travel, I spend a lot of time sitting in the car, so that's not good on my back. I'm not sure exactly what I did, but I know while I was in country, and what I suspect is my job while we were in country, our medevac unit was on base, but they were kind of off in a corner, and it didn't. There were only 3 chow halls on Balad, and from where they were, it was a minimum of a 10-minute drive just to get to the chow hall. And if you know anything about medevac, I think it's 9 minutes they have to be up in the air when they receive a 9 line. So obviously that math doesn't work. So what we did is we'd go pick up chow from the main chow hall, and we had a place where we would set it up like a traditional hotline, except for we didn't have a steam table. They were all just in the Cambros. But lifting them up, putting them in the truck, all that time while we were in country, I think that's how I screwed up my neck and my shoulder. And my lower back has always been a little iffy. It likes to get twisted out of place. I have to see the chiropractor quite often.
Skip says cool Panzer. I love it too. Tank says I'll try to check it out for sure. I look it up and seem super interesting. I'm not sure if they're talking about this Panzer.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm also trying to be productive too.
Right. Let's see. Somewhere I missed something here.
Come on.
He says that's cool. Damn injuries.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Tank says, Skip, I added Sergeant Rock, the prophecy, to my Amazon watch list. And then we got into the. I'm trying to keep up with everybody too.
All right, there we go. My favorite pliers are these Ringstar pliers, and all they are is they've got a little rubber grommet that sits in here, and then they've got a little point on them. You can see the point there, and then the rubber grommet. And what that allows me to do is on curved cuts, and just lightly press and follow the cut. And slowly, it just comes off. And then the only other pliers I use are these Grosser pliers. They do make a set of pliers that are called running pliers. They're generally black, and what they have like a little raised ridge in the middle instead of the peg. But they're only good for straight cuts. So I use a multi-purpose tool. It's good for nearly everything, and what it's not good for, I can use the Grosser pliers for. Or my hands. That's as close as I'm going to get it till we go visit the grinder. Krista, get ready. Alright, so you guys will notice this is the one and only time that my overlay lines up with anything. And I apologize about that, but until they make a smart overlay that can track where the camera is, this is as good as it gets. I'm not a programmer, so I'm not smart enough to make one of those. Oh, I forgot to change my power cord over. That might help.
What?
The cord. That might help.
That Jackie says thanks for the warning.
It's not actually too bad, but just in case you've got your phones cranked up, it is loud. All right, I'm going to go once around just to take any sharp edges off. And now that that's done, I can confidently push on this with my fingertips and not worry about cuts. Although I have a pretty good track record. That gray that I've been using for the horns, the gray I've been using for the horns, when it breaks extremely sharp, and it did mess me up a little bit. So I thought to myself, why not be smart about this and kind of take off the sharp edges first, and then I can get to business. All right, so I will have to clean that up a little bit with the Dremel. All right, now let's do the test fit. There we go. That, as soon as I can get a close-up, is a really good fit. All right, so now off to the bath. If I can get my camera to stand up. Something like that. Up, not to the bath yet. I do have to use the Dremel, I remember now. It's just a little tiny corner. If you'll excuse me, I just have to go down here and switch plugs. This might be just a fuzz noisy too. I don't know how well this comes through the mic, but since I'm holding it in my hands, it's much closer to the mic. Well, yeah. Yeah, one more. Oh, let me tilt the camera up so you can see what I'm doing. I gotta have this close. Alrighty. That's probably even louder than the grinder since it's right up next to the microphone. Alright, now let's go take a final look at it before we put it in the bath.
It comes out a little loud, but not as loud as the grinder does.
It's a little higher pitch too. It's a different pitch. You know, when I'm doing that, all I can think about is going to the dentist, and when they have the little drill up on your teeth, that's kind of how it sounds.
Let's see. Chunky says, yeah, it becomes louder. Hank says, all right, bedtime for me, Ren. Have a great stream, Chunky. Skip and everyone else, have a great day. Chunky, oh, really? It seems louder to me. Maybe because I am wearing headphones. And Chunky says, goodbye, Tank Pig.
Yep. Have a good night. Have a good night, Tank Pig. Alrighty. I don't remember if I explained this before. So this is just ordinary water. It's a little cloudy from both the glue stick and the paper. What it does is it softens up the paper, or well, softens up the paper obviously, but it melts the glue stick. It also removes all the little bits of glass that are left over from the grinding process, and sometimes I don't have to use a template. Sometimes the glass is clear enough I can use a Sharpie to transfer the pattern directly onto the glass, and Sharpie works wonderfully because you don't need anything special, just a rag or a napkin and some water, and it comes right off. Um, and I left my rag over at the grinder. That's what I did with it. Uh, but anyway, you have to do that because if you don't, the copper foil will not stick. The copper foil comes in rolls, which you may have seen glimpses of over here on my little caddy. There's one side that's just regular copper, and then the other side has a little uh, cardboard paper backing that you peel off, and that side is sticky and sticks to the glass if you do everything right. So then you wrap it with foil, and later the copper allows us to um, solder the glass together, and it becomes the backbone of the whole piece. Now, in traditional stained glass, they use a metal frame that you apply with the solder. However, the final outer frame of my glass is going to be the custom 3D printed frames. So I can have colors. I can actually do multiple colors using the multi-layer technique, where you stop at a certain layer and do color swaps. I can put designs on it and make it much, much prettier, hopefully, to hang it on a wall if you want to treat it like a portrait instead of hanging it in a window. That's kind of the whole point of what I want to do is to do things where people have the choice. You can put it in the window and have the light come through, or you can have it on the wall and just like the way it looks when the light shines on it. So it can be either wall art or window art, was the whole idea. Make it more accessible, so people don't feel that they have to put it in a window. It'll look nice on a wall too. Now this particular window I'm looking on will end up as a window and filtering light, but the one I did for previously for Fun King 3D, I don't know where he's going to mount it, but it's not going to be backlit, I don't think. Unless he decides to. We'll be streaming the printing of the frames. I think I said that before, but I will be sharing that. And then once the copper foil is applied, sorry, that wasn't centered. I must have bumped it. Then I use a wooden fid. Now they sell, like in Hobby Lobby, they sell the plastic ones. But if you ever get into this hobby, do yourself a favor. Go online, get one of the wooden ones. They're better. Just trust me on that. It's actually funny. When I learned this in high school, we didn't even have real fids. Had to use the end of a pencil, which is essentially the same thing. Now this is all wood. It's just black from the copper rubbing on it. The nicest thing about this is that it's got the nice fat handle, and since it's round, it's rather ergonomic. It doesn't hurt my hands at all to hold it, and I do have a touch of arthritis. Like when I write, it's very painful if I write for more than just a few sentences. It burns right across here, but this allows me to have a good grip on it and not even think about it. And the plastic ones they sell are much narrower, and I'm also afraid that I would totally break it. Plus, it's plastic, so being that you're rubbing on copper, which is a metal, albeit a soft metal, but it's still a metal, I'm afraid it would not last very long. Even if I break the tip off of this, I can always whittle it down. Whereas the plastic, you wouldn't necessarily have that option depending on what happened to it exactly. But that's just my 2 cents. The biggest thing is if anyone ever gets into this, just try stuff and then figure out what works for you. Alrighty. So you can see I've got the foil and it overlaps both sides, which is what we want, so we can make good seams on both sides. And there we go. The face is starting to come together. Sorry, the camera cord got caught up there. I'm going to leave these large pieces, or larger pieces. Actually, I'm just going to leave them all out. So now that I have 2 of the pieces from the face in, you can definitely see the color transition there, which I'm happy about. It wasn't quite so obvious with just 1 piece in there, but with both pieces in there, you're starting to be able to see it. I'm just cleaning up off of the top of the caddy because I'm going to need, or not the top of the caddy, the camera sits on this box, which I have an organized selection of smaller pieces of glass that have already been cut. And so we'll be using some of this black and attempting to use it in the most efficient manner possible. I also have some on the side over here that I have already pulled out, so I can go through it. And basically the name of the game is to use the smallest piece I can get away with. Alrighty. It's a tight squeeze back here.
I got you. Bye.
Alright, get some paper, and I have tons of smaller pieces of paper that I can recycle. There it is. Alright, that's as good as that one's gonna get. Since they're not really related to each other as far as fit goes, I'm gonna find a piece of paper that'll work for this side. looks really good. And you can see on that one, I actually thinned it out at the top just a little bit to make the piece that's gonna go next to it just a little easier. Just a touch. It probably won't even be noticeable that I changed that in the grand scheme of things. Nice. So that'll fit that. Now can I find another piece?
Looks pretty awesome so far, says Chunky.
Thank you. Oops. I don't think I've got enough width there. Nope. Close but no cigar. Which is fine. I have the rest in here, except for the big piece, are rather skinny.
You guys being loud in your room, that's what your room is full of.
Really. Maybe not long enough. So close. If it were just a smidge longer, that would work. So, I think, unless... Nope. Close but no cigar. Nope. Alright, so this one's going to have to go on top of a larger piece. And what I'm going to do is I think I'll suck it up like that. Wait. I have a piece hidden here. Hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Maybe. Just maybe if I can.
Don't be messing with anything on there.
Oh. Like a glove.
Don't touch this, you guys.
I'm glad I gave one more glance over here. So the name of the game is use as much real estate as possible without wasting too much glass. And a little waste is okay, because the little shards that are unusable for anything else can turn into a mosaic.
Every time you touch them, you kick yourself out.
Which I will have to do a mosaic project at some point.
Do not touch.
Alright, so those two pieces are what we're gonna try to eke out of the glass. Not enough leverage on that one. Doesn't stick out far enough. Looks like as close as I'm gonna get. There we go. All right, coffee time. And it's starting to cool off, so if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a very short coffee break. Try to finish it off before it gets cold.
Huh? Early again? Yes.
I love your name, by the way, Chunky Gurgle.
Huh?
Chunky Gurgle, I love his name.
Oh. Thanks.
Anytime. I'm sure you get that all the time. I actually get it all the time too when I'm new to a channel. Oh, I love your name. It's like, thanks.
He says I should take a break soon as well and go shovel the driveway.
Ew, that sounds like no fun. Yes, we do like snow. I don't like shoveling the driveway though. And we live in El Paso, so you know, not like it comes down here very often.
Yeah, but I'm the best suited in the house for it.
Yeah, believe me, I usually get that job too.
Canada here, and it has been coming down nonstop this week.
Ooh, I bet it's so pretty. And I'm originally from Colorado, so, you know, I don't mind snow. I can actually drive in it. However, if you asked most of the rest of the people around here, they probably would not agree with me. Winter is my favorite time of year. I haven't in a long time, but I used to go skiing all the time. I don't mind bundling up because, you know what? If you know how to do it, you can always bundle up more. I've always kind of hated summer a lot more because there's only so many clothes you can take off.
Places, even here, people are awful at driving in snow.
Yeah, well, especially the first snow of the year, like everybody has forgotten how to do it. And yeah, I understand. Now, where it gets really bad is places that have the right climate for black ice. I never really experienced true black ice in Colorado. You could always tell, uh, you know, if it's cold and the road looks wet, it's ice. But it wasn't that stuff, and I saw it actually a little bit in Alabama when it gets cold enough where the roads freeze, where the bridges are. They have real black ice, like you can't tell. The road doesn't look wet or anything, and you see people spun off here and there and everywhere. It's like that stuff scares me. But driving on snow and snowpack, that ain't so bad. Just have to take your time, Give yourself extra stopping distance and a little practice, and it's not so bad.
I heard Tank Pig talking about Portland, and apparently it gets very icy.
Yeah, well, because they're very wet, so that makes a lot of sense to me. And it's not that Colorado doesn't have ice; it's just you can always at least see it. If you're paying attention, you can know it's there. It's not the invisible stuff, the true black ice. Alrighty, noise command, please.
He says, yeah, much less ice around here, so it's not as bad. Coming up.
Yeah. There it goes. Alrighty, took the sharp edges off, if there were any. Now you'll notice, I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but as the dust comes off of this black, it's actually a very dark purple. But it has a film on it, and it's so dark and so thick that when you look at it, even with the light trying to come through it, there's no light comes through. It is for all intents and purposes black until you get the dust from it. Oh, and before I forget, Chuggy Gurgle, when you do leave, be safe out there. Don't overexert yourself. So many people hurt their backs, or older gentlemen tend to overexert themselves and have heart attacks and all sorts of things. So just take it easy, one scoop at a time, and be careful when you go out there. Bah. Alright, I'm going to go set this on the table because I'm going to need to use the Dremel. And we'll work on the other one for a minute. Yeah. Alright, so as you can see, the paper's completely soaked. Oh, that's cool.
I don't think you heard me say mail call, but
Yeah, I heard you say mail call. I just didn't know what it was till I turned around. Cool. What?
last month's rent never crashed. He lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's last month's rent, I guess. Oh, I didn't see the sticker.
Yeah, 2 stickers actually.
I didn't see those. I just saw the cards.
Alright, hang on. I got show and tell here in a minute. Like, double check the envelope. Make sure I got everything out of there. I think I did.
Yeah, you got it. I
Okay, so I was gifted a sub by Fairy by Cytic in a sub 2 Fairy wings by one of the regulars in her chat, Cytic. So that's her little business card and a Fairy Wings collector's card. Pretty cool. And her little unicorn and a rainbow poo emoji sticker. Ah, sorry. There we go. Sorry. I'm holding this by hand, and since I've got the emoji sideways, everything's double backwards. Anyway, so that's cool. Cool to show that off. Christy, you want to take these? Set them somewhere?
put the stickers on the.
Yeah, you can put the stickers where the stickers go. You know where the stickers go.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure what to do with the collector's card, but
Um.
you can figure that out. And you can deal with the business card too.
Yeah, I'll deal with the business card. You guys got 2 stickers to be able to put on the sticker board. You go to eat your ice cream first.
Oh, and my screen's all messed up. There we go. Gotta switch my cords around because I definitely have some Dremel action here. I'm gonna need another noise warning.
Coming up. Up.
Oh, I forgot my camera. Oops. Hang on. There we go. Oh, my template moved on me, so before it gets really out of whack, I'm gonna try to gently coax it back. There we go. there's no way to do this where you can see real good. Very light touch is what I'm doing. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. There we go. Well, I think that's a better way. I like that because I can see when it dries off. I can't really see the other way. They say the water is just an insurance that I don't overheat the bit. Using a very, very light touch because I don't want to knock it out of my hand. Set this down for a second. All right, just a little bit right here. now we can see how well this one does or does not fit. It's so soaked the paper just came right off. That looks good from here. Let me stand up.